Morning viewers, it's Chanley here. I'm putting together a video just to continue the Crazy House World Championship coverage. There's a number of matches that have been played which haven't been covered by one of us streamers, whether that be Atrophied, Krosky or myself. So this game is actually, or this match is more than a month old. It was actually played back in April. This is between allyouneedisluft and xuanet, so it's still a candidates match. It's the same format. So yeah, let's get into the game. We've got xuanet with white, allyouneedisluft with black, e4, e5 played, and luft has gone for a bishop e7. Xuanet making an early play in the center. Now this is a knight f5 kind of game. I mean, I had a match against Opperwesen where we played into the same or similar opening. So I expect that luft and xuanet may have played this match before I got to play xuanet. So I actually probably played this myself as black. Okay, so bishop e2, retreat, pawn at e6. So this is just black being sensible. He's just attacking the only piece in his half. If black plays knight f6 instead of pawn at e6, then white can sometimes play pawn at e7 and then try to make something happen on g7. So black's just being very solid and sensible, pushing the knight back. Now xuanet's kept the pawn in hand, which is good, so that he's got a little bit more flexibility than black, and is trying to still claim a space advantage with the pawns on f4 and e5. So luft making some ground here with bishop c5. That's definitely sensible. Xuanet's opting not to use the pawn to block. And here it makes sense for black to try to start opening up some trades. So if this knight captures, queen takes, king takes, then queen at g1 is a mate threat. So I like the way luft here has already progressed the pieces from a close position. He's finding some weaknesses to attack. xuanet choosing to avoid the trades and hit g7 here. Now I'm replaying this in real time, so you can actually see the clock times here. It looks like luft took quite a while on this move. He's now down 138. Probably spent some time thinking between castles, rook g8, and has also looked at queen h4. So he's offering this pawn on g7. Queen h4 obviously threatening knight g3 mate. I think that's a nice move. Also, if white thinks pawn at g3 just solves the problem, it's not so easy because queen h5, bishop takes h5, and knight at f2 is likely to lead to checkmate. In this case, xuanet has opted to block this diagonal, so that at least the checks here may not lead to mate, but still I expect luft will get compensation. So material completely balanced here, but I'd say luft has developed the pieces better than xuanet. And wow, this is nice. That's a resourceful move, d4. So I'm saying that black has an edge here. Knight at d3, trying to undermine the bishop, also covering f2. And yeah, for those who haven't been keeping track, I've finished all of my Crazy House World Championship matches already, but the pace has slowed down a little. We've only got 4 or 5 matches left to go. So while those are wrapping up, I thought I'd cover some of the matches that hadn't been covered yet. Okay, so luft playing DE. Oh, this is decisive already. So queen at f2. In fact, xuanet has resigned here. If king h1, queen takes f1, block on g1, knight f2 mates, the rook can't capture the queen because of e takes f2, king f1, rook at e1, or king h1, rook at g1. So very convincing first round win from All You Need Is Luft. So let's go to the second round. So Luft also opting for e4, and Luft playing knight c3, so a bit more of a passive setup rather than coming in with bishop c4. And now playing d4, so playing in the center now. So Luft is very strong in the opening, also very strong strategically. Pawn at d4, I've seen this line before. I like knight d5 here. Knight b5 is probably aimed at the same idea. You're just putting some pressure on the c7 pawn. And then the idea is to hit this knight on e6 with pawn at f5. That's often quite a good play. Yeah, xuanet is a dangerous player. I mean, he likes to be aggressive. He likes to attack. He can do very well with just a small amount of initiative. Wow, he's played pawn at d2 very quickly. So it seems like xuanet may have seen this before. Giving a pawn back here, but opening up the king just slightly. Pawn at d5, hitting the knight on e6, looking for c7 weakness. xuanet looking to get active and mobile, is bringing a bishop out to g5. A move like maybe bishop at a5 might help to defend the pawn on c7. Maybe it's not much. Pawn at b4 could work as well. So xuanet here just opting to castle, giving up a little bit of material. And I think white's sensible to capture it, as long as white's keeping an eye on what's going on at home. Should be alright. So here the black king is very safe. So black's giving up a piece for a pawn, possibly a whole piece. But we'll be looking to get some compensation. Now knight c7 or queen c7 don't work because of the bishop at a5 check here. So I like knight at f3. It's a good defensive move. It also puts pressure on d4. So Luft here is just going to try consolidate, hold on to that extra piece. So just got to be a bit careful. So queen d4, bishop f3 opens up a whole raft of trades, and you've got to make sure you're not caught at the back. For example, bishop f3, sorry, queen d4, bishop f3, queen d4, knight takes, queen at d2, king f1, queen takes d4. Black's getting some attack, gets to recover a piece, and has the safer king. So yeah, I think this is queen c7. You'll still have to be careful here because things can happen on the back rank with this pawn being here now. xuanet will be very resourceful. If there's something to find, he'll find it. So black clearing this knight on f3 first. It's a good defender. It's also attacking this critical piece. Queen at c1. Now the point here is that by doing this, black actually has the queen in hand now. This can be dangerous for white. This bishop is a critical defender. So I think white's holding on here, but white can't just counterattack black quickly. There's no forced mate that can occur with this bishop here, g5. Pawn at e7, he's trying to counterattack. Now is knight at d2 going to go anywhere? I'm nearly feeling that maybe white should have invested in some defense rather than pawn at e7. So if knight at d2 check, if the king goes anywhere, this bishop can be removed with check. xuanet just opting to defend the rook. Now this bishop also becomes a potential resource later. So maybe that's why I mean, white could have chosen knight takes a8 as well, potentially, but bishop b5 check is another piece into the attack. So the only point of this is that black will have acquired one more pawn in hand to attack with. But with the king being on g1, it's not that easy for black to get in. I think queen c1 is a nice move here because white can't block on f1 or e1. It would have to block on d1. Then you could take this and capture a piece from d1. So instead, black's now having to defend, and it looks a little bit like he's running out of pieces. But let's look at the clocks here. We've only got 20 seconds left. So this is a nice new feature from Chess. You can see the actual times that are on the clock. Okay, so he's let the queen go. He's going to be looking for something on the back. I don't think white has enough though. Yeah, now this is too dangerous. This is going to be in black's favor. So look at, white had a clear advantage here. I don't think the queen should have been parted with, but it looks like Luft got into time trouble and just got mated. So yeah, I mean, xuanet gave away a lot of material there. I thought he could have picked up a little bit extra with queen c1 instead of knight f3 immediately. But look, I thought it was a nice middle game from Luft, and then it's just in time trouble. He gave away the queen when he shouldn't have gone for the back rank here. Okay, so we go to 1-1. Let's go to the next game. And e4, e5 again. So Luft here with the black pieces. And opting for a change, so bishop c5 instead of bishop e7. This is going down as a mainstream line. Okay. So that's interesting. He's retreated his bishop back to e7. This is a playable move order. It's just to avoid a lot of the theoretical lines. But I expect xuanet will also have something in hand ready to take on this opening as well. So xuanet will be very aggressive. So his pieces are already well placed. He's looking for some compensation for sacrificing a piece here. And it doesn't look like white has a whole lot, but this can pretty quickly turn. So white's got the safe king. It's going to try to progress pieces while trading them off. Already looking to get the knight back. So black could opt for something quiet like bishop e7 potentially, give the knight back, still be relatively safe because it's these dark squares which are concerning. Or you can go for the option knight f4 to hold on to the material. This is a nice square for the knight. I think that's reasonable. You're saving a knight, putting it in a good place to hit h3, g2, e2. Now white shouldn't play bishop at g5 because of knight at h3 check, so that's why bishop at h4 will have been played. And here, black's got to decide if it wants to attack or defend. I think a move like bishop at h3 is actually okay here. If the queen goes, knight at e2 check will lead to mate. King h1, bishop takes g2 is mate. Okay, bishop at f6. Alright, this is interesting. So Luft has tried to get white to put a pawn on g5 and just take away one of white's key resources to attack, because white doesn't have many pieces in hand. Now if bishop takes, queen takes, I think black gets control of the king side, black is up on material and black is better. Perhaps a move like queen g4 is warranted here. Okay, knight at h5. I really feel like that can be taken, and then bishop takes h4. Just try to be greedy and hold on to the material. So the king could maybe retreat as well, because after bishop g5, queen g5. Luft has chosen to take it. Now, if you pay attention to the clocks again, Luft has been spending a lot more time. It's only down to a minute, whereas xuanet has closer to 2. But Luft has picked up another piece. So, okay, bishop takes f7. Resourceful, he's looking for knight at e6 check. Now, another pawn would make Luft. Pawn at h6, king h8. So, Luft is just only holding on by a thread here. After king h8, queen takes h4. Looks dangerous. Because king h8, queen takes h4 is threatening bishop at g7 mate after rook takes f7. Yeah, wow, so Luft has chosen to put the king on f6. That looks mighty ugly, but I think that's better than king h8. So look at this, xuanet, very, very resourceful. He looked like he was just 2 pieces down not too long ago, and he found bishop f7. And suddenly the black king is in some trouble here. He's just been sensible playing knight at d5 check. Bring the bishop back to d5. This gives some defense. Queen h4 now allows white to pick up material. And white now looks very safe. The king's on h1, this bishop's defending. White's got plenty of material in hand, and xuanet has just turned it around just so quickly. This looks like mate in 2. Bishop at g4 I was seeing, and then bishop at g7. Ah, that's not mate because the king is 7. This is the mate, knight e4 check. Very nice. Double check. Wow. I actually thought Luft had it in the bag there after bishop takes h4, but xuanet proved me wrong pretty quickly. So a nice game from xuanet there. He moves ahead 2-1. And we've got Luft again with the white pieces. So xuanet switching openings up. He's going for an advanced French with the c5 push. So this is more like a chess opening. And black has to be careful here because sometimes there's a trade-off of this pawn, and the pawn can be put on d6, and then there's some serious weaknesses to consider. So as black, you need to know what you're doing. So Luft here, just developing nice and solid. Yeah, CD here. I feel like that's giving white what he wants. He gets to develop the pieces. These dark square weaknesses are looming, and he's got a knight in hand already. So xuanet playing bishop at b6 to cover the back. But already here, I'm liking white. It's hard for black to mobilize the pieces. Black's kind of tripping over himself a little bit. This knight can't get out, the bishop can't get out, so this bishop's tied to c6. Black wouldn't mind actually just playing bishop d6, ed, and queen takes d6 if he could trade off this structure. So okay, xuanet's trying to make something happen on the other side. Pawn at h3, g takes, then bishop d4, queen d4, knight at f3 check. So that's quite reasonable. Okay, so Luft is allowing this. Maybe if bishop d4, Luft is playing knight at c7 check. Wow, okay, this is come off. Not sure if bishop d6 was aimed at creating a square for the king, potentially. Knight at c7 check, king f8. This is tricky. Every tempo, every piece counts here. Knight at c7, yes, so that is why you played bishop d6. So the tactics are all holding together for both players. Material is in fact balanced here. Black's given up a piece here, but white's given up a piece on d4. So this is an interesting position. So yeah, white could be considering taking a8 possibly, or otherwise pawn at g2 to consolidate the king side. Knight at g2. Yeah, I get the feeling white's going to turn out better out of this. So pawn at g2 is a threat, but white could play rook g1. I feel like Luft is good at picking up material and still keeping the initiative in balance. Um, he's a very strong player, and you need to keep your eye on the ball to do this well. But he's basically looking for that residual advantage at the end, where if queen takes a8 now, queen takes d4, this queen can now capture it safely because there's no knight f3 check on the king. And then the queen and rook will point here, there'll be things happening on the back rank, so then queen attacks h4. So look, black opting not to lose this bishop here, but bishop at g5. See, I think Luft will just pick the pieces off. Sure, bishop h3 check comes in, but this is a bigger threat, I think. So Luft can just sensibly capture the pieces here. Oh wow, he's going for bishop at e7, it looks like. I don't see it working though. Bishop at e7, king e8, rook at f8, king d7. Oh, he shouldn't take that. That's not a good move. Now, yeah, black's busted. He's actually resigned. If king g8, then rook at f8, queen f8, e takes, king f8, queen at d8 check, bishop at e8, bishop e7 check, king g8, queen e8, and queen f8 to mate. No, I felt here that king e8 was still alive. Alive if not winning. I think white would have to go for rook at f8 check, king d7, rook takes a8. And maybe he's surviving back at home. Bishop g2. Yeah, I just think knight takes e7 wasn't the best move from black here, and he still had plenty of time. If I was Luft in this position, I wouldn't have sacrificed the queen. I'd actually just settle for bishop takes h4. I think white is clearly winning. I think white's played the opening and middle game much better. Okay, so we're at 2-all then. We'll go to the next game. And a different opening again, so e4, knight c6. Okay, going for d5. xuanet choosing to avoid the trades by e5. And already, this is not a common opening, this e5, d4. I think both players will find themselves in new territory pretty quickly. So bishop c4, threatening to make the hole on f7. And that's interesting. So Luft has, rather than recapture the knight, he's chosen to recapture the pawn. I suppose if knight e4, then pawn at d5. This rook also has an open line, so a6 is also possible here. So white up a piece for a pawn, but black has ways of seeking compensation. Queen e2, so just allowing rook g2 altogether. I suppose the idea is, yes, knight at d5 is a square that white can get into. So if rook g2, maybe the plan was knight at d5. It's hard to defend c7. You know, bishop d6, knight takes d6, c takes d6, pawn at c7, f6 is falling. I think queen e2 is actually quite a nice move. It's quite well disguised, the threat of knight at d5. And here already, pawn at c7. It nearly feels as if xuanet has seen this before. This is looking ugly for black pretty quickly. This rook now is misplaced because if the queen steps off guarding f6, then knight takes f6, knight g8. So he's actually opted to give up the queen here, defend f6. Hey Bella, how you going? Okay, bishop d5 played, knight d4. Do you need cuddle? You right? Okay, my daughter's woken up here. Yeah, come. Pillar move? I don't know why he pillar move. Okay, sorry about that. So bishop at e4 is here to block this file, avoid the mate. Okay, you go and do that. So yeah, this is just on the edge of black holding on or white breaking through. White's got the queen in hand now, and it has actually sacrificed a little bit more material to open up things. This is typical xuanet style. He's playing very aggressively, looking for queen at d8 here. Luft is going to try to decide if he should counter-attack or find a defense. Okay, knight at f3 check. Okay. Hi, can you say hi? Can you see yourself in the camera? Get a wave. Hi. Say hi. No? Okay. She's just woken up. So knight at f3 check. Queen f3 decided. Oh wow, what's happened here? Oh, xuanet's found a very nice mate. So yeah, king e8, knight at c7, king d7, knight at c5. Very resourceful. Let's take a look at that one again. It looks like the play from Luft was to try something with g takes f3 and knight at g2. Yeah, because you're out of the way of the camera. And then was maybe looking at something like bishop takes c2, trying to counter-attack, getting the queen here. Now, xuanet has been very sharp and seen after queen f3, there's no checks coming. Yes, Bella. Oh, this is going to be fun. Next half of this. Bishop takes f3. Brilliant move here. Queen at d8 check. Forces this. Promotion. And bishop at e7 defending the pawn on d6. And just having enough. Two knights. One knight to cover these squares and one knight to cover this square. Yes, Bella. You can see the TV. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah. Can you be careful and not hit the cable? Thanks. So look, I really like the finish here from xuanet. That was all class, finishing this. Alright, now, before we go to the next game, would you like to watch some iPad? Yes or no? Yeah? Or you just want to sit here? Alright. Okay, we're going to try to continue. Okay, next match. e4, e5 again. Okay, early bishop f7 sack. And rook f8. So this is a line where black actually opts just to give up this pawn on e5. Bella, don't pull the cable, please. Okay. And pawn f7. Yeah, alright. Wow, that all happened quickly. So this is a potential line. You know, I mean, I'm concerned about white giving up two pieces for the rook here, but in some cases, white can actually develop some compensation with the initiative quite quickly. Okay, CB, queen takes f7. Right. I would expect black to normally recapture b7 here. This kind of helps white a little bit pawn at g6 is an option, but also this rook is just hanging, and black could stand well to just hold on to material for a little while. Yeah, we're playing chess. Yes, there's two. Yeah, so my daughter's here commenting on my two monitors. This one is the screen, and this one is recording. Okay. So queen c4. Trying to get aggressive. Yeah, this is a green arrow so that people can see where we're going. So rook at h4 check. It's good to actually keep the knights out of f4 and h4. You alright? Yeah, I'm getting plenty of cuddles. But yeah, I'm questioning why queen f7 was played over bishop f7. Okay. Do you want to get an iPad? Okay, you bring the iPad here, and then I'll help you set it up. Okay. Yeah, so I'm questioning queen f7 over bishop b7 by a long way, because this now gives white a whole lot of material, something to play for. The idea of this opening would pretty much be to take two pieces for the rook, and then limit the trades so that a big attack doesn't build on the king side too fast. So at some stage, yeah, d3 is going to be useful, and then it's going to open up this bishop line. I just don't see that black's going to generate an attack faster than white. Do you want to bring it here, Belle? Just bring it here. That's alright. Let's go to... Oh. Let's start it again. Here. You can watch this one. Alright. There you go. Alright. Sorry, I've missed a few moves here. Yeah, I mean, you can see the plan's progressing for white. White's got this diagonal open now. And the material in hand is starting to hurt. So knight at f3 check, trying to grab here, but knight at f7 is just going to mate. So look, in fact, xuanet resigned here already. So backtracking a bit, I think by here already it's quite late. You know, white has a comfortable position. The critical move is just here. I think black should capture this. There's still a game to be played. I mean, maybe pawn at f5 is still viable, but you can see white's a little bit constrained in the material he has. Knight at f4 and knight h4 are quite natural, so I think black can just try to consolidate. It's still a game, but I feel that after queen f7, white has a large edge because this queen is not generating anything on the white king, and black's giving up material. So look, that's a solid game from Luft there. I think he got a bit of a hand from xuanet. So I think that takes us to 3-all, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just quickly check. Yeah, because xuanet won the 5th match. So now going to 3-all. Apologies for the interruptions this morning. Okay, bishop c4, bishop b7. So we're going back to this line. Bishop e2. Yeah, I quite like the d5 move instead of pawn at e6. I think that gives black a pawn in hand. This is also solid, but I believe probably myself against xuanet, I played d5 in the same candidates round. It still opens up on the knight on f5. Okay, so slightly different here. Black's going for a setup, trying to pin this knight, play for e4. Looks like a balanced position. White could possibly hold things together with f3. I'm not sure if d5 is viable. It seems natural. d4 is where black's going next. So white plays pawn at d4 himself to prevent the pawn push here. And if the knight retreats, then white's looking to gain some space advantage. So this is a very positional move, pawn at d4. I think that's important to recognise in this game. You know, the top players, you know, they will have a propensity to be an attacker or a strategic player, but they all have an element of you know, understanding, you know, different plays in the middle game as well. So you can't always be about just sacrificing pieces and looking for an attack. That'll work against a large number of players, but at the top level, the middle game is really where the game is won and lost. In fact, all of the fancy mates you'll see at the end, that's just a technique in finishing off the games. So look, black has actually sacrificed a piece here. It's probably looking for some compensation. I like knight d1. It defends f2, holds things together. If the white king took with recaptured the queen, then black would have this capture here and knight at f2 check. So I think black's probably got less than what he wanted out of the opening, because he's now down a piece for a pawn. But there's not a direct attack that's occurring on the king's side. Oh, and then this is even worse for black now. So he doesn't have a knight to hold this bishop. So he's going to go down 2 pieces for the pawn. Yeah, so this is in favour of white here. Xuanet's played a nice opening sequence of moves to hold on to the piece and capture some more material. So from here, I mean, it's just about white being able to get these pieces on the sideline onto the board, consolidate. Luft is trying to win some material back here. But yeah, even this pawn on c2 is not going to be worth that much. He'd need to get some pretty big trades going with something like pawn f2. And here, Xuanet's just running circles around him. He's playing all the tactics and tricks. Knight's also hitting c5. So this is just very, very far in white's favour already. So I expect Xuanet to take this one. Pawn at f6, just still hitting all the pieces. Black's only got pawns in hand. So you can see it doesn't take much. I mean, there's, you know, the opening was a little bit sharp here, but if you just miss 1 or 2 moves, it just the initiative just swings in the direction of one way. Xuanet doesn't really have to go for a kill shot here. The most sensible play is just keep pieces being removed out of your own half, and you know, you just attack when it's sensible. So yeah, white just needs to be careful of something happening here, but even if queen f6 and bishop h3, it looks like it'll be fine for white. You just don't need to allow it. But yeah, you're going to get close to mate here. Queen at f8 just looks so dangerous. Queen f8 takes, rook at h8. Should do the trick. Yep. So it takes, knight at h6 check, then king f8, queen f7 mate. So okay, Xuanet up 4-3. This has been really close. You know, neither player has moved ahead by a margin of 2. These two have been very evenly matched in this series. Going back to e4, e5. Okay, left going for an earlier d4 this time. Knight f5. So yeah, there's a few options for white here. I mean, if you let black get d5 in, black starts to unwind. Sometimes I actually like to sacrifice a pawn on d6. So he's just going to pawn at d5. That also stops the d5 push. d6 is not as threatening because it doesn't undermine this pawn on e4, which is defending the knight on f5. The bishop hits. So pawn at d5. Now bishop f4 looks natural, yeah. d6 I expect. So both players looking to develop. Very quick king f8. So the idea is after bishop b5, if you play pawn at c6, then bishop takes, d takes, and then dc. So this is a situation where, while black's kind of looked like his pieces have been upset a little, if you don't make something quickly on the black king, black can unravel. Oh, what's this? d6. That's a bit of flair. That's a nice move, d6. I mean, that's a good pawn on d5, but he's seen that knight at d5 is just so valuable, hitting this queen. I think queen takes d6 would have been mated. Yeah, Bill, what's up? Okay. Oh, pawn at e3. This looks like an act of desperation. I mean, white could even just stop to take this. I don't think black's going to achieve much out of this. Luft has just crushed the opening. That's the problem for black here. Pawn at f3 here. So white can even just keep absorbing the attempts for black to counterattack here. And this knight still stands. No, he's actually allowed the trade queens. So maybe Luft has seen something. Knight f5. Okay, it's not what I expected. I mean, white's in no immediate danger with pawn at f2 or pawn at d2. There's plenty of coverage on the light squares, plenty of coverage on the back rank. So if pawn f2, you wouldn't take that one. That would allow knight at g4. That's actually quite dangerous. But you can always just take d1, and it's hard for black to progress because the light squares are covered so well and the back rank's covered so well. So pawn at e7. Yeah, I preferred pawn at f3 over this continuation for white. Queen at c7, hitting b7, hitting e7. So black's got to defend here. Something like queen at d8 looks right, but I guess queen at d8 takes, and pawn at c7. Oh, that's unusual. Okay. Well, okay. Xuanet's just missed maiden one there. Maybe Xuanet thought he was looking at the pawn on b7 and didn't see this. But yeah, also sometimes aggressive players can sometimes be looking at the wrong side of the board. He's probably thinking how he can progress an attack. So that was an unusual game there, Queen e7. But look, I was thinking here just simply pawn f3. White could have afforded to just hold on to his queen and keep this threat going. Yeah, even if bishop at h4 check, you can block with the bishop. You can even play maybe something like king e2. this threat just stands. I think it's worth just sitting on it and not letting black have an opportunity to counterattack. Okay, but Luft, very nice opening play there. Absolutely crushed the opening. So we go to 4-all, and that makes this next match really critical because the matches only go. Sorry, this game becomes critical. The matches are only 10 games each. The winner of this match goes to 5-4 and has a guaranteed draw at least to 5-all, or has the opportunity to win 6-4. So this is a critical game here at 4-all. We've had early d5 and knight e4 come out here. So I often like playing this sort of setup as white myself. I think xuanet would enjoy this too. Basically, white generally gets a space advantage and then can push out from there. Bishop at h6. Now, if black plays e6 here, it allows knight at g4. I was actually thinking g6, but Luft has played f6. Wow, f6 looking to hit the center. But I feel like black already has plenty on the dark squares, and this imbalances the defense on the light squares where white only has one piece. Now there's also a hole on f7. So it's probably okay, but it can turn very quickly and sharply here. Queen h5 is also a dangerous thing. So you see, look, xuanet here is actually just baiting black, I think, to take this pawn. I have a sneaking suspicion that queen h5 is going to be really dangerous at the end of that. The knight on f4 is actually to increase the imbalance on the light squares I was talking about. There it is, queen h5 check. Yeah, this is so dangerous that even knight f7 actually allows queen f7 check. King f7, knight at e5 check. If the king goes back to g8 or e8, then pawn at f7 mates. If the king runs up, or maybe there's mate there. There's knight at g4 check. So just recapping, knight f7, queen f7, king f7, then knight at e5 check, king f6, knight at g4 check, king g5 would be h4 mate, so you'll have to play after knight at g4, bishop g4 takes. Yeah, I'm feeling like that would have been mate. So now this is very bad for black. He's actually a piece down for a pawn. And you can see how quickly, I mean, I actually nearly foretold this before it happened with f6. It really is that imbalance, and xuanet's been very accurate, not just positionally, but also tactically with knight at f4, making this weakness here on e6 and g6, making part of the mate nets. This is going to be over for black pretty quickly. This now doesn't look right. So look, yeah, instead of f6, maybe g6 was reasonable, because that actually places a pawn on a black square onto the white squares. So you actually balance that, and that would have left the bishop still looking at g4, so that the knight can't take h6. Look, pawn on e6. That's really really hitting home now. You don't want to have this pawn stuck on e7. It's one of the things you'd love to avoid. Oh look, he's just even found mate that quickly. So look, let's play that back. I mean, it's really one critical move here. f6, really weaken the white squares. You see, white didn't have much here, and within just the space of a couple moves, yeah, I was looking at this threat here: knight at e5 check, knight at g4, takes. Yeah, if the king comes up, then this is mating. King g5, you just keep pushing the king up. So wow, xuanet, very impressive there. So that's why knight f7 wasn't playable. It's actually running into mate. Yeah, king d7 of course, no better. Queen e6 cuts off the escape square here on c6. Okay, so xuanet takes this 5-4. I think the only improvement here is maybe g6, just keeps a bit more balance. This bishop's still covering the knight at g4 part, and then this bishop can develop and you can castle. Black's looking okay. So let's go to the last game. So this is also an important match. So Luft with white here will be fighting, pardon me, will be fighting for a draw, and xuanet fighting for the win. Okay, bishop f7, this sack played again. Luft just had a successful match with this, where xuanet played rook f8, king g8, which is fine. Yeah, but it looks here like xuanet's played that line and wants to try something different. I know Luft well enough that I think he's very comfortable playing this opening. I've seen him play it many times before. You can see he's not even thinking. He's on 2 minutes 51. White is very safe. He's just going to look to allow this trade. I find this position very easy to play for white and easy to slip up for black. So xuanet will like to try to get aggressive with knight at f4. If this knight moves, then pawn at e2. So yeah, Luft accurately moving against this knight, trying to undermine black's most aggressive piece. Ooh. Living dangerously here, so this bishop is open. There's some checks here. There's white's got options. Can capture here, here, or here. It's got to be one of those. Even knight f4, rook takes, and d takes c3. No, that's actually not a good idea. That might get mated. Oh no, very. If you're playing absolutely sharp, it might be okay. I'm looking at knight f4, rook f4, dc, queen d1. Rook d1 would probably lose to knight at h3 check. Because of g takes, knight at f3, king across, pawn at g2, and black's getting in. But after rook f4, dc, queen d1, the key move would be pawn at f7. Because you pick up that pawn from c3. If the black king steps on the d file, you get to recapture the queen with check. If the king goes here, there's knight at g6 takes, knight at h7 mate. The rook would have to take, bishop takes, king takes, rook at f4 check, king moves, and then rook d1. And that rook critically defends the back. I'm just calculating all the interesting lines here, but I don't know if even that last line I calculated is favourable to one side or another. Luft has avoided those complications with knight at h5. So yeah, that's just plain and simple, saying I'm still safe and you've got troubles around your king. If you look at the material balance, white is only a pawn down. So, you know, white's getting plenty of attack. Oh, this is looking close to mate. And now Luft opts to do this. Now the difference is here, he's got a knight defending f3. He's got this knight out here as well, but this queen d1 knight at h3 trick doesn't work anymore because this f3 square is covered. You saw Luft play it all very quickly, but I assure you he has seen all of that. Okay. Oh, hold on a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had to help my daughter get to the bathroom. I'll just go back to where I left off. So, yeah, my point was that you may have seen Luft play DC very quickly, but I assure you he was looking at this angle, making sure he was defended appropriately well. After bishop at d5, which looks like a good defensive and aggressive move, Luft opted to sack here and found a nice mating combination. Pawn f7, the king can't move either way. Queen f7, rook sack, captures the queen, and even finishes with knight h6. So the king can't move either way because of queen at g8, and if captured, there's queen at g7. So Luft taking the last match very convincingly. So this one ended in a 5-all draw, very closely contested. Yeah, great match by both of them. Shame this wasn't covered earlier, because I think it should have been shown to the viewers sooner. I've been quite short on time myself for a while. So look, if I get the opportunity, I'll be trying to cover the gaps that we didn't see from the candidates' matches. They've all been fantastic matches. It's been a very competitive event. We're just waiting on a few matches to finish. I might just bring up the actual cross table so we can see what's left. So there's just a number of matches to go here. Where you see the white gaps. Blitz Bullet has 3 matches remaining with 12-team, Master Tan. I'm sorry, I've got blocks on my windows. Sorry about that. I've been, to keep the audience in suspense, I've had blocks on the windows. Never mind that, take my word for it. Just look at these 4 gaps here. There's, I'll just try to get it where it matters. Yeah, 12-team, 12-team. This is annoying me now. Sorry. Xuanet. There we go. Xuanet, Master 10, 12-team. Still have to play Blitz Bullet. And I believe it's Xuanet up against Ecaf. Yep. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, well, it is Belle. That's right. Okay. Because Bella's interrupted so much, she's got to say goodbye this morning. Alright, Belle, you've got to say goodbye to people. Okay, can you say goodbye? Say goodbye. Bye. Alright. Okay. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. We'll try to get you some more videos soon. Alright. Thanks, viewers.